Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, grrr.
Salamati, America. My name is Seth. What's yours?
Hello, Jamal's here.
Hi, Stoney's here.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another fun week, and thanks for coming. We're, of course, the most magically gay podcast, and we are back again to bring you some reunion tea.
Yes, it was actually a little fun, so I'm excited to jump in.
I was a little worried about the Zoom and online setup, but it was really sort of like the normal reunion setup.
Yeah, it was actually like I'm finding like on some of these reality shows, these like Zoom reunions aren't that bad. Like,
it's also fun because the cast members can get as turnt as they want to be. So like some people are like, woo, and others are like, hi, I'm here.
Yeah. Like we were
Yeah.
watching the Atlanta Housewives reunion and those bitches were all on Zoom and they were just like
Girl,
going off on each other. It was
jumping
super fun.
through the screens, closing
Uh-oh.
laptops, all kinds of technical drama.
Is that the one with Dorinda?
No, this is the one with Nene.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. I
And
can only
Candy.
imagine, girl. Good God. All right, you guys. Well, let's go ahead and get into this. There's not too much to update you guys on this week, so let's just get into the reunion.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Honest tea.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our Honest Tea Spill of the Week. We are back to bring you some talk about the reunion. And of course, we have to start with RuPaul's look. Like, what kind of sleepover did RuPaul go to as a child? Why is he wearing that?
Listen, this is like the post-Botox treatment sleepover of Rue's life, I guess. Like, I thought Mama was going to be in full drag because she'd have full control of her backdrop and all of her team. Come on, face Kini realness? Like, Rue.
I'm still confused. Is that what it was? It was a face kini? Like I was
That's
like
what I'm calling it.
I didn't understand. Like I'm like, is this like a wrestling match or what's going on?
Lucha Libre.
Yes, exactly. But face Kini without, like, the makeup beat. Like, you're supposed to have your face beat under those. You remember the challenge on Drag Race?
Yeah, they read Silky to filth for not doing her whole face under it.
Yes.
Also, if Rue's gonna make all the other girls dress up, then Rue needs to fucking dress up. Like we need to see her in makeup,
Right, it's still the reunion.
full wig and makeup.
Well, I
girl.
guess, like, she's usually in a suit
That's
on
Yeah.
the reunion.
With
but-
boy beat, though.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. I mean, she had that like purple Justin Bieber hoodie on, and it just had me being like, baby, 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 no. No.
I call that the YouTube hoodie. Like, YouTubers, for whatever reason, I have one myself, actually. I'm donating it. The dryer's shrinking enough. But every YouTuber has like a purple zip-up hoodie. I don't know what it is, but now you too will notice.
Yeah, you guys will all notice the conspiracy of the purple hoodie.
Rue's like, I just had a snack. I'm pressing record, and we're about to get this shit over so I can get back to my husband.
Rue's like, I haven't put on makeup in years. How do you do this? You know what? I'm just going to put this little blue mask on. We're going to go with it.
Hey, at least Rue's skin looked gorgeous, but yeah, girl, I was expecting full beat for this.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a look that we'll never forget, that's for sure. I'm sure it'll be memed all over the internet.
Well, I already saw something like on Twitter. It was like introducing Marvel's new supervillain,
Oh, shit.
Mr.
See.
Frock Man or something. Like,
Oh, no.
There you go.
Coming to frack your land, girl. Oh, God. So anyways, the show starts off with the Shady Bunch theme song, and I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, I like these fun songs that they come up with. Like, say what you will about the cheese and the camp, whatever. Like, a lot of this shit's pretty clever and entertaining and catchy as hell.
And how funny was it that they had Pork Chop being like Alice? You know, the maid?
Oh, yeah. We knew immediately. We're like, oh, hey, Pork Chop.
Of course.
Appropriate.
So that was real cute. So then I think next we have to talk about RuPaul's pube mullet. Is that...
wait, Wait, what? I don't remember this.
Remember when she said she was growing a mullet like Crystal?
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't on her head.
Yeah, that
I was confused by that. Is that what, like, I was like, what does he say?
I think RuPaul was saying that, in the quarantine, he was growing his pubes out into a mullet. However, that could be accomplished.
No, I quickly went over that one.
Yeah, that one went over my head. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Rue.
I didn't really acknowledge that, but I remember hearing it.
I was like, this is weird. So then, breaking news, Heidi in Closet is still going by Heidi in Closet. This was the big shock of the episode, I think.
Oh, gee. Of course the fans love Heidi in Closet, and she came onto the show as Heidi in Closet. The name fits for so many reasons. I still don't quite understand why RuPaul does not like the name. She's never fully explained it. You can't just say it's hard to say. Heidi in Closet. How hard is that to say? So I respect Heidi for being listen, my fans say this is fine, so this is who I am.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just this was sort of like a nothing segment. I don't know.
It was more like a cheap update. It's oh, hi.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's Heidi in Closet. I never had an issue with it really, so girl, it's fine.
Yeah. All right, moving on. So then we talk about, we see Nikki, Doll, and everyone is saying her name. We kind of relive that moment on the runway. And I thought Nikki was a little bit defensive, oh, would you still have said my name to the other girls?
Yeah. I was just thinking back. I'm I don't remember it being a huge controversy that she went out that episode, but I don't know. It's just everyone forgot about that already, girl.
I get where Nikki was coming from. Okay, you're feeling fired up because you went and watched the show, you saw the episode, it aired, and now you're thinking to yourself, well, no, I was funny and oh, I did like my look. But in the end, that's not how it read, girl, and that's not how the story played out. So I thought Nikki was a little defensive, but I was okay, that's great. Your confidence is reinforced. That's a positive thing. But when it comes to the show and what was happening at that time, you were kind of the weakest link there. Were you pretty? Of course. Were you gorgeous? Slayed the house down. But
watch
you didn't
what you say. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, but you didn't meet the criteria.
Right. Yeah, I was this is a little bit aggressive, but I think I was trying to figure out if she was trying to play it sort of at the one reunion where Trixie came up and was were you or were you not throwing shade at me or something? I thought it was I was trying to figure out if it was like that. But yeah, I was this is a little bit aggressive.
Wasn't it Crystal or somebody that said yeah, I wouldn't have changed my answer.
Yeah.
And then she's why didn't you say Britta's name? And she's I don't know. Because she's just at this point, it's no one cares. But anyways. So then we move on. Well, actually, Nikki asks who Pepe Le Pew is.
That was so funny. Pepe Le Pew.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that I saw in the finale, if you are on Twitter, I mean, maybe I'm on it too much and too into watching what the girls are doing, but I'm these are all things the girls have said already. So for me, I was this is nothing new, but I think it's worth talking about in case you aren't following so closely, certain queens and whatnot. But this is something that Nikki has said a lot.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Seth. A lot of these things might resurface to kind of push viewers towards, that particular space online. Inside jokes, if you will.
Right. I thought that was funny, though. Nobody in France says this. So then we talk about Jackie being a little bossy Rossi.
Oh, yeah. How did the votes fall? Most people thought she was a little bossy bitch.
Yeah, she was a little bossy, a little bit of a producer, but I also sort of get it.
That's what it was.
I feel if you're in it and you're doing your thing, you're well, I want to make sure this is good, and this is sort of my vision for it.
Well, also, if you work in TV, you kind of know what you're doing, and you may not mean for it to come off a certain kind of way, but you just have the experience, so you take charge. But there's still a way to take charge without coming off as bossy.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just thought it made sense why she if you've won the mini challenge and you're like the leader of the groups, it makes sense why you would be like a little bossy. Like that's just being a good leader, right? So
Yeah. Make sure this shit gets done, Susan.
That's right. And then we get a little video message from Lisa Rinna.
So fun. I remember like the night of that Snatch game, like Lisa Rinna actually retweeted one of my tweets because Stoney and I are just like Housewives stans. We watch all of the franchises. We can talk about most seasons, if not all of them. And Lisa Rinna is like one of our favorites. So to see her pop up on the reunion was pretty fun. And her fine ass husband, stoned
Harry
ass
Hamlin?
husband, Harry Hamlin.
yes.
Oh, Harry Hamlin.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Lisa Rinna is the best, and honestly, I'm like shocked that no one did her earlier on RuPaul's Drag Race because she's just so damn like she's easy to mock because
That's
she's
a character.
yeah, she has done some crazy ass shit on Housewives, so it's very easy to you have lots of material.
And Jackie got it absolutely right. Like that episode, like Stoney and I were just in here dying. We were like, oh my gosh, that is absolutely Lisa Rinna.
Oh my gosh. So then we move on to sort of rehash Britta versus Aiden. I mean, we've rehashed and rehashed and rehashed this. We know they've apologized. Everything's good now. But one thing that I thought was interesting is that Aiden really acknowledged being a bedroom queen before the show. So I'm wondering, I don't know if you guys think that was Aiden just not up to the level. Like, of course, you know, makeup skills, yes, you know, did Rue saw something in her,
Right.
So but do you think that she just wasn't prepared, like for example Scaredy Cat or who is the other girl, Gothy Kendall, who were like sort of bedroom queens on their UK season? And I mean, I think they're better than Aiden, but but I think what I'm trying to say is, do you think that Aiden just was not prepared or had enough experience to have even been cast on the show?
See, I had to kind of like think on the term bedroom queen and like what that means as a viewer and as someone who I don't do drag, so I'm looking at it as, what does bedroom queen mean? And for me, I don't know. Like, I think it really just depends on the queen, because I feel like, and it's so much easier to say what I would do, right? Or someone can say, oh, I do this, and this is how they should have done this. But I think it just depends on the queen, because I see a lot of YouTube videos, even with just used like generic bloggers, and they have more of a on-camera persona than others. Or I see people performing in their bedroom doing full like Beyonce homecoming routine reenactments, and then I see other queens that are just pretty and selling you sex through the eyes on the camera. So I don't know, maybe Aiden wasn't really prepared in the sense that maybe she doesn't dance and really like perform in her bedroom. She's just good at getting the drag done and the face beat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to me, it really seems like you're kind of like almost taking a chance. Like if you're RuPaul and you're like, oh, this is like a bedroom queen, like she doesn't have a lot of experience like performing, so really putting her on the show is just like, you know, she could either flop or she could do really well. And
right, you're really banking on that raw talent, like hoping that, okay, if I throw this person on stage, will they come to life?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I guess I didn't really think of Aiden as that. Like, it makes sense now because it's like she was really rough around the edges and stuff, and like her looks weren't that great, to be honest. But
even her runways were a little choppy, just her getting comfortable walking down the runway.
I don't know. I'm glad that Rue takes a chance at least on one or two of these queens, like Aiden or something, because it could turn out to be something great. Or, you know what, like even Aiden can come back like in a couple years and maybe she's like really like done, you know, figured out what she needs to do or what she wants to do. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense, like based off her results this season, why she was a bedroom queen.
yeah, I mean, I will have to say that I think that her look did improve a lot in this at the reunion. And I really enjoyed like her attitude and how she was sort of like almost like rolling her eyes, like I don't care. Just she was just being a really good sport, I think is what I'm trying to say.
I'd agree. I think that she definitely she owned up to the part she needed to own up to, and she had that very like, I'm over it energy, but not in a shady way. It's just like, okay, that happened at the time. That's how I felt, and we're in today. So what's next?
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't classify Valentina as a bedroom queen, but she was like more like really new to drag when she first started. So it's kind of similar in that aspect, whereas like Valentina has like some talent, but it just wasn't all there because she's like, I don't know, kind of sloppy with some of the stuff she does.
Oh my gosh. And did you clock all those pussycat wigs in the back of Aiden's?
Yes, I liked Aiden's backdrop. He's like, that's right. You be proud of your fucking pussycat wigs.
Oh my gosh. Also, did you clock Rue's like fake like background?
Yeah, I caught that Zoom ass background. I'm gonna try to find that backdrop for my next meeting.
Yeah, girl. I was like, all the other girls were like using their actual apartments as their backdrop.
I know.
And she had some fake weird Zoom one.
That's
You know,
because
Rue thinks that she's actually the Wizard of Oz. I love Rue to death, but I think Rue thinks she's actually the Wizard of Oz.
That's because like Rue's real background is basically like a mining factory going on in the background.
I was gonna say, like, you just take the Zoom background away. It's like a crack house or something.
Rue's like, we don't need to buy new curtains to cover all of these windows. I'll just use this premeditated backdrop.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So moving on, then kind of, Britta talked about sort of taking the Roxy Andrews approach to, her strategy of being a little bit mean towards Aiden and kind of regrets doing that. The other New York queens, Jackie and Jan, and they say really nice things about Britta, and they're like, yeah, that's, really not her. I think she just got in her head, basically.
Yeah, I forget who exactly said it. I feel like maybe it was Jan. I don't know. But they said this is a piece of Britta, and you don't know all the other pieces. And, I could see that, but that's the piece we saw, Queen. But I think Britta did a good job, acknowledging that, too. I will give Britta that. Like, she came on and said, hey, I was being a bitch for no fucking reason, and I was threatened. So that was very big of her.
Definitely. So now I think we've reached the part of the show where we will do a tuck inspection. Everyone, I need you to stand up.
I'm wearing shorts I've been painting in.
Oh, God.
Very sexy.
There's pork swords everywhere, you guys. I'll just describe the image to you.
I was like, this was so random.
It's like, y'all know they're not going to give a shit about the lower part. Like,
I know. Like, we saw some hairy thighs.
Yeah, we did. Girl. All right. Well, why don't we take a quick little halftime break here, and then we'll get back and finish up the reunion. So why don't you guys grab another cocktail, and we'll be right back.
Wash your hands.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening to our podcast so far. Thanks for coming. Right now, we're probably refilling our drinks, or maybe even gluing down our lashes again. While you wait, here's some things that you should check out.
Yeah, remember everyone, you can email us, tfcpod@gmail.com, and tfcpod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, and one more thing. You're not my real dad, and you never will be. Anyways, back to the show. Hey everyone, welcome back to our Honest Tea Spill of the Week. We are going to go ahead and get back into the second half of the reunion, and we are going to start with Miss Dahlia Sin storming the exit. Yeah, I don't know, she sort of just said what we've all probably heard, that she was having a lot of feelings and was just like over it. Like a petty bitch.
Yeah, I felt like Dahlia was like super stoned too. Like I couldn't tell if she was actually on this earth.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like she just kind of glossed over it, and then Rue was just like, I accept your answer.
Yeah, I kind of wish Rue would have grilled her a little bit more, but
Sames.
This is basically RuPaul's best friend race reunion, so
RuPaul's like, I need to get through this so I can take this mask off in exactly 1 hour.
I know.
Yeah.
This reunion, I feel like Rue is just like, I like this cast, and the cast without Sherry Pie is like, yeah, we don't really care about her either, so we're just going to be happy.
I like how Jada shaded that, like, with the number total. Jada's like, actually, this many.
Right. That
That's
was funny.
the most we heard about Sherry Pie, though, on the reunion.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping they would address it a little bit more, but there's still the finale, so maybe we'll get it then, but I'm not going to count. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah,
it seemed like
same.
WoW was just like, is at this point just like full blown, like we're just going to pretend she doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Rue's in like her own delusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how funny would it have been if it was like a real Zoom call and then Sherry Pie like comes in, like hacks the chat.
Oh, shit.
No, that's some fucking drama right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So then Dahlia threw shade at other people, saying that others should have been in the bottom instead of her. And I think that the show went the way it should have, and Dahlia was trying to just get more clout than she deserves.
No, Dahlia, we were right. We were right. Sorry.
You were the first one out.
Yep.
So just want to make sure everybody knows you were the first one out, Dahlia.
Yes, as predicted
Okay.
by TFC Pod.
Yes. So then we move on to Rock'em Sakura into a really interesting segment, and she was talking about being more confident after being on the show, and also we learned more about her relationship with her mom post the show.
Yeah, I thought this was really sweet because this is kind of what you hope to hear when, especially I feel like our Asian queens come on to RuPaul's Drag Race and their families don't know, like, at all that they are queens and that they are as successful queens that they are. So getting to hear this and that, how their relationship has grown, and to the point where Rock'em's mom gets ready with drag. While Rock'em's getting ready, the mom is there, and I think that that's like a really cute moment because if you think, societal norms, it would be like a daughter and her mom getting ready, playing with makeup together, but it's kind of like this full circle moment where Rock'em gets to kind of start a new relationship with his mom, and mom gets to really see what her son can do.
Was that thunder?
Yeah,
Yes.
Storm is
I was
here.
like, I got really scared. It got really loud. I don't know if you'll hear it in the podcast, but that was scary for me. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, Storm just landed in our backyard.
Watch out for Dorothy, girl.
Don't fuck up those flower beds, Storm. They're not done.
Dorothy lands right in the flower bed.
It's snatch her up real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, so no, this was a really cute moment with Rock. I'm really glad that her mom was able to just step back and, give Rock the, reassurance and the closure that she needed.
Yeah, and I know, listeners, if you've been following along with our bonus episodes throughout the week, when we talk about the stories on We're Here, it's kind of hard to kind of read these parents, right? Like, is this a genuine story? Like, why are you really reaching out this way? But we have to give credit where it's due with some of these parents, because it is hard to go against anything you've only known your entire life. And that's not to try to give ignorance a pass, but to see parents being proactive and trying to be there. Let's just take one day at a time and be appreciative of that.
Yeah, it's really crazy on RuPaul's Drag Race, like how many, I don't know, bad relationships there are between like parents and kids. It's just like, that is one thing I really like about the show. It really like highlights some of that. And I'm not saying those things are good, but like it's more just highlights kind of the problem. And I was so happy to see Rock'em like actually kind of repair her relationship with her mom. So I'm really happy for that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So then we get a little moment with Widow Von Du, and so she kind of talked about, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically being a walled off person, sort of like she really guards herself. And also Widow's lost weight since the season, which she said, so props to you, mama. But she did talk about being a walled off person, and then it sort of got into a talk with Nikki Doll being about like, saying that kind of like affected your group challenges.
Oh, yeah. Nikki was basically saying like that energy rubs off like when you get that way. And yeah, it does, because I know and I mean, y'all can just talk to Stoney about it. When I am feeling a way, like I have to just be quiet and not say anything so I don't say anything bad. And that energy is still kind of just like around me. Like it's hard to kind of get away from. And I think that's what Nikki was referencing. And that's something that is hard to adjust and address, but you have to be aware of how your emotions and your reactions are bringing others down. And that's very much like Nikki was just saying, hey, like, yeah, you brought us down, unfortunately. No shade, sis, but tea is tea.
We see that too with a lot of queens in the different seasons, like where somebody will start getting like bad critiques and then it's just like an avalanche, you know, of like emotions, and then like within like 3 episodes they're gone because they're just like sabotaging themselves. We saw it with like Nina Bonina and like I'm trying to think who else, but like that's just an example of like what kind of Widow did as well. Like Widow definitely, I feel like, just self-sabotaged herself.
Definitely.
Charlie Hides.
Charlie Hides, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Widow's a really talented queen. Like, I've been seeing really cool performance videos of her after the season, like of her like just running and jumping off the stage into a split, and I'm like, this bitch can work. So it's really a shame to see that she got in her head. I know this is Bob, the drag queen's favorite on the season. So, and Bob was like, Widow will win, like, you know, that sort of thing. And I think she could have gotten farther if she had not sabotaged herself so much.
I think the energy we were getting from Widow, and I respect it, is I acknowledge what happened. I don't think she's really proud of it, but I think that she's just going to go forward and do better.
Definitely. Would love to see her back for All Stars, by the way, down the line.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But so then moving on, Jan tells us that she was really crying because she lost the challenge and a little bit because Britta left.
Yeah, come clean, girl. We all knew you were just pissed. Just so salty.
Yeah,
all the tears came running out.
Was clearly obvious, Jan.
Yeah.
Thank you for finally telling the truth.
So then the girls play a game of toot or boot. You know, Aiden was really good sport when everyone was booting her referee look that was horrible, and she was still somehow safe.
Hey, I agree. She needed more balls.
Yes, and then Jackie says Jackie toots Britta's sheer cape look and says that she would go with Britta and Rock'em Sakura to the Folsom Street Fair in it.
That's kinky.
And that's a bit of shade right there, because there's like the video footage. For those of you that don't know, there's the video footage of Rock'em Sakura just fully naked and out and proud at the Folsom Street Fair. So there was a little bit of shade there. That's why the girls were all laughing.
Oh,
Gotcha.
right. Listeners, share that link if you have it. I can never find it.
Uh-oh.
I want to see.
I watched it.
I want to see.
Rock'em Sakura is cute.
I have no shame. I want to see.
Yeah, there's no shame at all. Like, I very much enjoyed what I saw.
And Rock'em is cute.
Yes. So then we had this little moment where Jackie bought Michelle Visage's outfit from Poshmark.
That's so funny. I was telling Sony because Michelle is always talking about how much she loves Poshmark. I was like, she bought that bitch's clothes.
That's like a little creepy, though.
That's commitment there.
Yeah, that was commitment, girl. So now she can wear the real dress if she can fit in it, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, were you guys surprised? I just wanted to mention this real quick, but Nikki Doll was doing makeup for RuPaul when he was on SNL. I was like, oh my gosh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I had heard that. I think RuPaul was trying to get Nikki Doll to comment on Pete Davidson's penis size.
Yes.
But Nikki took the high road there and did not.
Yeah, I caught that tea as well. And yeah, high praise for Nikki to get invited to do that gig, you know?
Yeah, it seemed like they really shared a bond too. I don't know, it just seemed like, you know, obviously she was very appreciative to help Ru out on a big time gig like that.
Yeah, I guess they must have had a moment because Nikki referenced a chat they had that she'll forever cherish. And I thought that was very sweet. And immediately I thought, well, I guess that makes up for the Pearl moment that nobody can really verify.
Right. So then the library is open, and I think we got some really, really good reads.
Now, I might have been, I'm like spacing on what my favorites were. Do you guys have any favorites from the reading round?
My favorite definitely was, I forget who said it, but it was a read towards Dahlia, and it was like, you got 13th place in a 12-person season.
Yes, that was one of my favorites, and that was
Ouch.
from Britta. Yeah. Mhm.
Ouch.
My other favorite was from Widow, and she was like, Gigi, good. I bet R. Kelly wouldn't even piss on you.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Oh,
that
damn.
one.
I was like, damn, that's a lot.
That's low blow, girl. So those were my two favorites from the reading challenge.
Yikes.
Had a little trouble understanding what Nikki was saying, but
Nikki's did not land. We had to have a translator.
Yeah.
Who said that? We put it through
Rock.
Google Translate.
Yeah, Rock'em Sakura translated in Google Translate, and it was funny, so I'm really proud of my French queen for that.
Rockham really gave us some good sound bites on this reunion.
Rock'em's hilarious. Like, if you give her the chance, she's like the inappropriate Heidi.
I liked her. Yeah, that's exactly right. I liked her like room of wig she was living in.
Yeah, in her little drag closet.
Uh-huh.
So then they do a little manufactured script of Rock'em Sakura getting mad at Jada for not letting her be the apple, and then Jan gets to do her Heidi impression.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I don't know. I was like, what is going on during this? I'm like, is this the end of the reunion? But nope, it was still going.
Nope, still happening. A whole hour and a half.
Rue's got to make it like variety show, y'all.
Yes. So then they have Miss Vanjie come back for a little surprise incognito session to ask the girls questions. That was cute.
That was really funny. Vanjie is just so infectious, her energy, like just immediately smiling and laughing as soon as you see her on screen.
Yeah, I liked when she asked Widow to do a freestyle, so I was wondering if you guys had an opinion. Is she giving us Nicki Minaj or like Iggy Azalea?
Ew. I think she's definitely giving us maybe like more Foxy Brown vibes, in my opinion. I was feeling it.
I don't know. Like, I'm not the biggest like rap fan. I don't really know what she was giving us, but it sounded really good, and I was very impressed.
It sounded so good, I guess.
Like, not really like, because Nicki Minaj, she's not really like, she's kind of all over the place, right? And I feel like if I had to pick a rap songstress, it would be more close to Foxy Brown. But Widow did that. That was really
Maybe
good.
a Missy Elliott.
Maybe a spice
A little bit
of Missy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was like when I like hearing rap lyrics, and I will admit that I'm also not like the rap aficionado, but the little rap that I do know, I really enjoy it when the girls come hard, and I felt like this was like not that. So I was like, oh, I mean, she's rhyming, girl.
Yeah, it's like I'm thinking like flow wise, like I think she did really, really well. It was like good.
Yeah, definitely. So then we move on, and they use some Gigi Crystal rumors to like bait the fans more. Like, are they in a relationship? But obviously, it's probably non-existent.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything going on here, Queen. So go take a cold shower.
Yeah, this is not Brangie or whatever, but
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh, Brangie.
So then Jackie talks about her relationship with her mom, and she did come clean to her mom after the show. So that was really cool to see Jackie sort of, have sort of that full circle moment. Because sometimes, like, maybe you just need to hear it, that your parents accept what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like you don't necessarily need anyone's validation, right? But it's nice to know that what you're doing is okay, or someone's acknowledging that you're on the right path, or that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
right. It's like the whole like just it's nice to know that somebody supports you and they're not just like, oh, well, you can do what you want, but I don't really like it. That type of attitude, so
Right.
it's good to have like the full 100% support.
Yeah, and they even had RuPaul read a note that her mom wrote, so that was kind of sweet too.
I know, what a cute surprise. I thought that was so
Yes.
sweet.
Yeah, for sure. Then they show some unseen footage of the guest judges, and my favorite part of this was Jackie geeking out about hugging Whoopi Goldberg, and then like just explaining Star Trek to RuPaul. And RuPaul's like, "Yeah, I know." Like,
I thought that was funny too, because old listeners know Stoney got me into Star Wars. I wasn't really into Star Trek, but now when people explain it to me, I can give them that same look, which is like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So then they're talking to the top 3 girls. We're wrapping this up, and I thought it was interesting because they go to talk to Crystal, and her candle's out. Her candle was out and had never been burned, where they made a big whole point of it earlier in the reunion. She lit her candle, and it was burning.
Did Crystal replace the candle because it was like ugly, or what's the tea there? Continuity
wanna know.
editors, what's going on?
Uh-oh, you got caught, girl.
We've clocked a
on
few
camera.
moments in the season, Stoney and I were like, we're the continuity editors here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that was my big, like, no one's going to talk about the fact that...
The candle is perfect.
The candle's perfectly unburned. So
It's pristine again.
pristine. So then, so they basically, the girls, they all are just sort of like, yeah, like, talking about how thankful they are and that they would like to win the show. So you all saw it. There's nothing for us to really rehash.
No. I mean, in the end, I think it was fun to see all the girls on screen. Like Sony was saying earlier, these kind of virtual reunions. I'm a big fan of Summer House on Bravo. I really enjoyed their virtual reunion, and the Housewives the exact same. So I had a good time watching this, and I thought it was well done. Maybe if we're still in virtual land, next season of Drag Race, Rue will give us a full face beat. I would appreciate that.
I would appreciate that. Yeah. But one more thing before we go is that they talked about the finale at the very end of the episode. And so what we know so far is that next week the queens will be lip syncing from their home.
Yes.
And that there will be 5 lip sync songs.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes, especially like the whole virtual aspect. Like, is there going to be some kind of like routine they do together? Like they do it at the same
Maybe.
time, and we're going to get some like Beyonce style tour editing where it's just like live editing, like they're showing you the queens from their homes.
Well, in the last few seasons, it's been like a battle, like top 4, and they've been like 2 versus 2 or whatever. So now is it going to be like 5 songs, like all 3 of them performing, or I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know, but I guess we'll find out next week. I want to know if they're still going to have like guest performances and stuff like that, like zoomed in. I think that could be fun to see who's going to be at the finale.
I hope they make an event of it. I think that it's a good opportunity to do that. Kind of like virtual DragCon style, have some of the divas pop up before the event starts.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we know we should probably see Nina West, right? Because she's got to do her Miss Congeniality handoff.
Oh, for sure.
So hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see like some other queens pop in.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm really excited for the finale. I'm really excited to see who wins. Again, if I had to predict, I think it's going to be Jada.
I feel like Jada is I feel like she's primed to win as well. I'm feeling like, I don't know, after this reunion I feel like Jada is in the lead a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of think Jada is in the lead, but I think also, like, to me it's like Jada, Crystal, then Gigi. I don't think Gigi has a chance to win, but I also think that it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like, I don't know, like what the final looks are going to be, because like it's, that's such a big moment on the show, and it's like that's not like it's going to be like in someone's living room.
I feel like they're going to have help. Like, I feel like maybe production will be involved to some degree, and I really hope they give us like full head to toe looks still, even though it's virtual, because that's absolutely right. That's like, I mean, Aquaria just shuts it down. Like, that final look is such a big moment.
Like, it's kind of like the reveal's like over when you get like the scepter shipped to your house before the episode. So.
Right.
They're like, Amazon just dropped this off.
Oh
girl.
no! Could you
I got
imagine?
a notification from Amazon Prime. I guess I won.
That would be the ultimate spoiler. It's like, oh, the studio's sending me a package.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My favorite, I do think Jada, if she wins though, I'll be really happy. One thing that's making me really happy this week though is all of the stupid like memes with Jada Essence Hall, where it's like Jada Essence Call, Jada Essence like
Stall.
Doll. Like, yeah, it's just like random ass things instead of like Hall. It's just like call doll.
Yeah, that was really funny. And also too, I guess I kind of forgot. I just wanted to really shout out Crystal's Rip Van Winkle look that she had for this reunion. I like that a lot, in case that wasn't coming across to anybody.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't really getting the reference, but it's Crystal, and I thought she did it well. I wasn't sure what it was, but I was into it.
Yeah, it was normal. Like, I was just like, it's Crystal. She's being weird. It's fine.
She's like the old man with the candle. I don't know. I know some of you out there listening understand the look. So,
well, now that you said it, the imagery's in my head.
Yeah. Yes. All right, you guys. Well, there's no fantasy league to do this week because there were no challenges or anything.
Nope.
So, there was no Untucked. So I guess we're done.
Before we wrap up, though, I did want to say, so the people have been listening to like the Celebrity Drag Race podcast. Did you happen to see who is on the guest judge list for All Stars 5?
Wait, who is it?
Madison Beer is a guest judge on All Stars 5.
Fuck.
It's okay. We'll get to talk more shit.
But
hell yeah, we will.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that because Seth was such a fan.
Okay, so not that I support Jake Yonsei, but I did watch a video where he was basically like trashing her. Well, he wasn't trashing her. He was just saying like all these people that work closely around her just say what like a spoiled little princess she is, which is basically what I was saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was holding back. Like Stoney and I were like holding back, and Seth was like going in. So we should have went with Seth's gut on that one.
I thought the same thing as you. I just was trying not to be too judgy because I'm like, just because she's pretty doesn't mean that's who she is. But then, I watched the Jake Yonsei video. And I was like, okay, bitch, exposed.
Yeah,
and I did not go and watch any videos. I was too busy with life.
Yeah. I don't really want. Well, anyways, I don't want to talk about Jake Yonsei. This isn't about him. This is about RuPaul. So, hopefully, you guys all enjoyed the reunion. We'll be back next week with the finale. We'll have a winner for you, baby. And until then, bye.
Bye.
You little bubble butt.
Ooh.